Here's an update from MeteoMark weather for May 13th, 2013. Let's take a look at some photos and some videos. We have videos today as well. I'm going to spend a lion's share of the time on these because this is exactly what we're looking for here. We're going to start off what came in. Thank you, Derek Rentschler, for bringing these photos here, sending me these photos. These are thunderstorms moving in on, I believe this was Thursday. This would have been May 10th. And yes, here we go. We've got a very dark sky here, and these storms meant business as they moved into the area. And these storms, most of them weren't severe, but some of them, there were some warnings in central and eastern Pennsylvania, and it was a line of storms that moved through. And as you can see here in the photos, the sky got very dark here in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. So here it is, Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Derek, for sending those in. And sorry I would have had those posted sooner. I will make a habit of checking my email every day, as you can email me your photos and you can send them to me on Facebook as well. Let's take a look here from, this is near, I believe it would be near Roseland, New Jersey, since this is where Lenny Mandola sends most of his photos from. Let's take a look. We're going to look first at a video here. Here it is. You can see this video here? This is exactly the kind of storms that we're dealing with on Saturday afternoon across much of New Jersey. Look at the tremendous, it's not just the rain, but look at the way the rain is coming in sheets due to the wind. This is like something you'd see out of a hurricane here. You can see, look at how bad the visibility is here. And you can see there was a lot of reports of damage around the area. Wires down, branches down, flash flooding, and I'll show you a flash flooding video he did shortly. You can see it obviously was probably very difficult to drive in this, and the wind had to have been 60 plus easily in that. Let's take a look at, here's a few photos here, and here it is, flash flooding. Turn around, don't drown. Here it is. Those storms that we dealt with here across eastern New Jersey. And he's got one more video here. Look at this one. This one continues the, look at how bad the visibility is getting. The wind, this wind-driven rain, it's just quite unbelievable. But this is what happens in some of our severe thunderstorms, even in here in the northeastern states. So, Lenny, thank you for getting that footage for us and sending it in. This is the kind of stuff that this is the thunderstorm complex that moved through New York City. And let's briefly take a look at some of the radar images of my warning system here that I saved, and parts of New Jersey here. And you can see New York City on the screen here and some warnings. And this was what we dealt with here on Saturday afternoon, mainly from 3 p.m. up to 6 p.m. across much of New Jersey, New York City, and parts of Long Island. So, let's get right into the weather, shall we? Thank you for all of you that have sent photos and especially videos in. I haven't had a video in a while. It was nice to have two. Okay, so here we've got a situation here developing across much of the nation, and as you can see, 48-hour QPF across much of the nation is looking rather benign at the moment. We're not looking at any major precipitation outbreaks, but there's one area that I'd like to make note of, and this is across the northern states here, and it's mainly in southern Canada. You can see across the northern plains here, and then parts of the lakes here, and then parts of Texas. We're really not looking at a whole lot. Let's skip right into Tuesday's weather map across much of the nation. You can actually see a good deal of frontal boundary activity across the northern states to correspond with that 48-hour QPF, but most of the moisture should remain well north. We'll have a few popcorn showers and thunderstorms across much of the southern plains here, but other than that, we're looking at not too much in the way of problematic areas. And we head on into the day on Wednesday. Let's take a look here. Wednesday, we've got much of the nation here continuing to bask in not too much to deal with. We have this warm front that will move across the mid-Atlantic here, and this is where we could get some showers and thunderstorm activity. But we're not looking, I'm really trying to find some stuff here to talk about, but the temperatures are going to be what we're going to mainly talk about, because I'll briefly show you those here pretty quickly. But this frontal boundary system is really moisture starved, and we're not looking much in the way of problems. Now, the big story. Let's look at them temperatures, shall we? Those temperatures across much of the northern plains here, look at this. We could be cracking 90 in places like Minneapolis, heading on down to parts of Iowa. This is a stripe of 90s up and through here. And northeast, still dealing with that cold weather, that very cold weather. But that'll be a fading memory as that warm front that I showed you on Wednesday moves through the northeast and pushes that warm air. We'll be hitting 80, 85 by down towards DC, and we'll be looking at those temperatures rebounding well into the 70s and even the lower 80s across much of the mid-Atlantic and northeast. The heat will start to build here across the southern plains, looking at hundreds in parts of central and southern Texas here, and 90s bubbling their way up into the southern plains. Quite toasty out west as well. That's going to do it for MeteoMark. Like me on Facebook at MeteoMark. Subscribe to me on YouTube. There's a 4-day forecast for my hometown viewers from Binghamton, Elmira, and the northern tier counties of Pennsylvania. We're looking on into the day, mainly on into the day on Tuesday here. We're looking at cool conditions continuing. Not much in the way of precipitation. We'll probably make it up to 60, but the big note is morning frost. We could get those 27, 26, 25 in some of those colder valleys. Heading on to the day on Wednesday. Wednesday, we'll get a threat of rain in the afternoon. Highs approaching near almost 65 to 70. And we'll start to warm up really greatly. We could be cracking 80 here by the end of the week. And precipitation free. So it looks like a very nice weekend could be shaping up for the Susquehanna region of New York and the northern tier counties of Pennsylvania. That will do it for MeteoMark.